in the grand tapestry of human history. Nations are often woven from the threads of ancient dynasties, centuries of shared tradition, or the slow, almost imperceptible merging of tribes. They are born from geography, from shared bloodlines, and from the weight of accumulated time. But there is one place, a sprawling experiment on a vast continent, that broke this mold. The United States of America is one of the very few nations in history that was not founded on a crown, a tribe, or a shared ancestry. Instead, it was born from something far more fragile, yet infinitely more powerful, an idea. This idea was audacious, almost unthinkable at the time. It was the radical proposition that human beings possess inherent rights. These aren't rights granted by a benevolent king, purchased with gold, or earned through noble birth. They are rights that exist simply because we exist. This belief that freedom itself is a universal inheritance became the very cornerstone of a new world. Think about it. 13 disparate colonies clinging to the edge of the Atlantic coast, each with its own character, its own economy, its own anxieties. They were small, uncertain, and staring across an ocean at the most powerful empire the world had ever known. They had no vast professional army to command. They had no mighty navy to defend their shores. They had no ancient throne, no sacred lineage to rally behind. So, what did they have? They had conviction. A burning, unshakable conviction that a different kind of society was possible. A society built not on subjugation and inheritance, but on courage, dissent, and the consent of the governed. And with that conviction, they risked everything. Their lives, their fortunes, their sacred honor. A nation was born not from the slow accumulation of centuries, but in a flash of imagination. It was willed into existence by people who dared to believe in a better world, even when all evidence pointed to the contrary. America, from that moment on, became a canvas. It was a blank slate, a promise, a place where millions would later journey. Not because success was guaranteed, but because the opportunity to dream was. They came from every corner of the globe, not to join a tribe, but to join an idea. This idea, as beautiful and revolutionary as it was imperfect from its very inception. It was a masterpiece filled with contradictions. The same hands that penned the words "all men are created equal" also held the chains of enslaved people. The same voices that cried out for liberty from a distant king denied that same liberty to others within their own borders. A nation that proclaimed freedom was, in many ways, built upon its denial. It has always been a conversation, a debate, a struggle. Sometimes it's a calm, philosophical discussion. More often, it has been a turbulent, painful, and even violent clash between what the nation is and what it claims it ought to be. But here is the crucial point. This internal tension, this constant struggle with its own ideals, is not America's greatest weakness. In fact, it might just be its greatest strength. It's the engine of its progress. It's the force that prevents the nation from becoming static, from settling into comfortable complacency. The story of America is the story of brave men and women, generation, who have looked at the gap between the promise and the reality and said, "We can do better." Think of the abolitionists who fought to end the sin of slavery, the suffragettes who demanded the right to vote, the civil rights marchers who faced down dogs and fire hoses for basic human dignity, the labor organizers who fought for a fair day's pay, for a fair day's work. Each of these movements, each of these struggles was a direct challenge to the nation's hypocrisy. They weren't trying to tear America down. They were trying to force it to live up to its own founding creed. They were holding the nation accountable to the very idea it was built upon. This process of self-correction, of constant evolution, is written into the nation's DNA. America is not a finished product. It's a work in progress. It's a living, breathing principle that we are all called to engage with, to challenge, and to expand. Unlike a nation defined by a single ethnicity or a fixed tradition, a nation defined by an idea has the capacity to grow. It can welcome new people, absorb new cultures, and redefine itself without losing its core identity. The identity isn't the blood, it's the belief. The belief that we can form a more perfect union. That phrase itself, a more perfect union, is a confession. It's an admission that perfection is a destination we will never reach. But the nobility lies in the journey. The glory is in the striving. So, when we look at the United States today, with all of its complexities, its divisions, and its challenges, it's easy to become cynical. It's easy to see only the flaws, the broken promises, and the distance we still have to travel. But it's also important to remember the sheer audacity of its origin. A nation shaped not by a bloodline, but by an idea. An idea that, for all its imperfections and contradictions, unleashed a wave of human potential and aspiration that has echoed across the globe. The story of America is a reminder that our greatest creations are not forged from steel or stone, but from the power of human conviction. It's a testament to the belief that ordinary people, armed with a revolutionary idea, can indeed change the world. The conversation continues, the struggle endures, and the canvas waits for the next generation to add their own colors, their own dreams, their own verse to the epic poem of America. Thank you for watching. If this story resonated with you, consider subscribing and joining our community as we explore more of the big ideas that have shaped our world. See you in the next one. From the roaring Atlantic to the tranquil Pacific, from the icy frontiers of Alaska to the fiery volcanic shores of Hawaii. The United States is more than just a country, it's a continent in disguise. This isn't just about pretty scenery. This is about a land that breathes, a geography that shapes destiny and inspires legends. Come with me on a journey through this vast, violent, beautiful, and living land. We'll start in the American West, a place of myth and grandeur. Here, the earth splits open to reveal colossal canyons, their red rock walls, like the pages of a book written by time itself. Imagine standing at the edge of the Grand Canyon, watching shadows dance across layers of rock that are billions of years old. Rivers, ancient and powerful, have carved these landscapes, flowing through deserts where the silence is so profound you can almost hear it. This is a land of extremes, where delicate rock arches defy gravity and vast, empty spaces make you feel both incredibly small and infinitely free. Let's move eastward into the Great Plains, the heartland of America. Here, the horizon stretches into infinity, and the sky becomes a canvas of its own. It's a world of immense, open space. Picture fields of wheat, golden and endless, swaying in the wind, like a vast, landlocked ocean. This is the breadbasket of a nation, a landscape of subtle beauty and quiet strength. But don't be fooled by its tranquility. This is also Tornado Alley, where the sky can turn from a peaceful blue to a furious, churning gray in minutes. Funnel clouds descend from the heavens, a terrifying display of nature's raw power, carving paths of destruction and reminding everyone of the sky's untamed might. Now, let's venture to the far north, to the last frontier, Alaska. This is a land of giants. Jagged, snow-capped peaks tear at the clouds, their scale almost impossible to comprehend. Glaciers, rivers of ancient ice, grind their way slowly but unstoppably towards the sea, calving massive icebergs with a thunderous roar. The forests here are so vast, they seem to stretch on forever. A boundless green wilderness teeming with grizzly bears, moose, and eagles. In winter, the land is locked in ice and snow, and the northern lights dance across the dark sky. A silent, ethereal ballet of green and purple light. Alaska is nature in its most raw and untamed form, a place that demands respect and rewards the bold. Heading south along the Pacific coast, we find the Pacific Northwest. Step into its ancient rainforests, and you enter another world. Giant trees, some hundreds of years old, stand like living pillars in a natural cathedral. Their massive trunks are draped in moss, and a constant, gentle mist hangs in the air. Fling sound and creating an atmosphere of deep peace and mystery. The air is thick with the scent of damp earth and pine. It feels like a place where secrets are whispered on the wind, a land of ancient spirits and timeless cycles. This region also feels the earth move beneath its feet as it lies along the volatile ring of fire, where the constant threat of earthquakes and volcanic eruptions is a part of life. Let's travel to the American South, a region with its own unique rhythm and soul. The air here is thick with heat and humidity, and life moves at a different pace. Explore the bayous and swamps, where dark, mysterious waters hide alligators and ancient cypress trees drip with Spanish moss. It's a landscape that is both beautiful and forbidding. The southern coastline is constantly being reshaped by the awesome power of hurricanes. These massive storms, born over the warm Atlantic waters, churn towards the land with ferocious winds and torrential rain. A dramatic reminder of the ocean's immense power to both create and destroy. Finally, we arrive in the East, where the story of the nation is written on the land itself. Walk the cobblestone streets of old cities, where history feels alive on every corner. See the brick buildings that have stood for centuries, witnessing the birth and growth of a nation. Visit the battlefields of Gettysburg or Yorktown, where the ground itself seems to hold the echoes of conflict and sacrifice. From the rolling Appalachian Mountains to the rocky coast of New England, the East is a landscape shaped as much by human history as by natural forces. It's a place where the past is never far from the present. This land is dynamic, restless, and always in motion. Wildfires, often sparked by lightning, race through western forests, clearing out old growth and making way for new life, a destructive but necessary part of the ecosystem's cycle. Blizzards in the north can bury entire cities under feet of snow, bringing life to a standstill. Meanwhile, scorching heat waves bake the deserts of the Southwest, pushing life to its absolute limit. From earthquakes that shake the foundations of cities to floods that redraw the maps of river valleys. The land is constantly reminding us that it is not a passive stage for human drama. Nature has the first word, and it always has the last. The geography of America does not merely host its people. It forges their character. The vastness of the plains inspires a sense of independence and resilience. The challenges of the rugged mountains breed toughness and determination. The beauty of the coastlines fosters a love for freedom and exploration. This incredible, diverse, and powerful landscape is woven into the very fabric of the American spirit. It's a land that has been explored, settled, and fought over, but never truly tamed. It remains a wild and wondrous place, a constant source of inspiration, challenge, and awe. Thank you for joining me on this incredible journey across the American continent. If If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Okay? And do unforget to subscribe for more adventures into the heart of our world, most amazing places. Let me know in the comments which American landscape inspires you the most. Thanks for watching. Have you ever wondered what makes America, America? It's a place of incredible contrasts, a story of soaring triumphs and deep-seated struggles. Think about it. The United States didn't just participate in the modern world. From the simple glow of a light bulb that turned night into day, to the Wright brothers' first flight that conquered the skies, American ingenuity has consistently reshaped our reality. This is the nation that took the science fiction of the microchip and turned it into the pocket-sized supercomputers we all carry. It's the nation that wove together the digital threads of the internet, connecting billions of people across the globe. And let's not forget the ultimate leap of imagination. When humanity first stepped onto the moon, it was an American footprint that marked the lunar dust. That single event transformed outer space from a realm of myth and mystery, a tangible destination. It was a testament to what a nation, fueled by ambition and a relentless drive to innovate, could achieve. This is the power of the American dream in action, turning the impossible into the inevitable. But this incredible story of innovation and progress is intertwined with a much more complex narrative. The greatness of America is inseparable from its contradictions. It's like looking at a magnificent tapestry. From a distance, you see a grand design, but up close, you notice the tangled threads, the knots, and the clashing colors. The very foundation of the country is built on one of these core tensions: the pursuit of freedom versus the struggle for equality. For centuries, these two ideals have been in a constant, often painful, dance. The passionate defense of individual rights, a cornerstone of American identity, frequently runs up against the essential need for collective responsibility. We see this play out in our communities, our laws, and our national debates. Another profound conflict is the promise of opportunity versus the persistent reality of inequality. America is hailed as the land where anyone can succeed, where hard work can lift you from rags to riches. Yet, for others, systemic barriers and historical injustices have made that dream feel impossibly out of reach. This gap between the promise and the reality is a source of continuous friction and debate. Political tensions in the United States are not a modern phenomenon. They are as old as the nation itself, rising and falling like powerful tides. The same fundamental questions echo through the generations, debated in town halls, on street corners, and across dinner tables. What does freedom truly mean? And who gets to define it? Who has the right to claim the American dream? How should power be wielded? And, more importantly, how should it be restrained? These aren't simple questions with easy answers. They are the very heart of the American experiment. The loud, often messy, and sometimes angry debates are not a sign of a nation falling apart. On the contrary, they are a sign of a nation that is vibrantly alive. The country argues because its people care deeply about its future. It disagrees because it is a mosaic of diverse voices and experiences, each one demanding to be heard. It's a nation that constantly pushes against its own limits, not out of self-destruction, but because its core identity is one of constant evolution. The America of today is not the America of 1776 or 1960 or even 2000. It is always in a state of becoming, of redefining itself in the face of new challenges and new understandings. So, when we look at the conflicts, the divisions, the mistakes, and the moments of profound crisis, it's easy to feel discouraged. But perhaps we're looking at it the wrong way. The American paradox, this clash of ideals, this tension between what is and what could be, is not a fatal flaw. It is the very engine that drives the nation forward. It's the friction that creates the spark of change. It's the discomfort that forces growth. The ongoing argument is the process through which America wrestles with its conscience, confronts its past, and struggles to build a more perfect union. It's a journey that is far from over, and it's a journey that demands participation, not just observation. The story of America is not a finished book. It's a living document being written every single day by its people. The paradox is the plot, the conflict is the action, and the hope for a better future is the theme that carries through every chapter. It is in this continuous, difficult, and often inspiring struggle that we find the true essence of the nation. Thanks for watching. If this made you think, consider subscribing for more deep dives into the ideas that shape our world. We'll see you in the next one. Have you ever wondered what makes a city truly great? Is it the towering buildings, the bustling streets, or something deeper? Today, we're journeying through the heart of America to explore the cities that didn't just grow. These aren't just collections of concrete and steel. They are living, breathing organisms, constantly expanding, collapsing, rebuilding, and reinventing themselves. Each one tells a story of ambition, resilience, and the relentless pursuit of the future. Let's dive in. Our first stop is a city that needs no introduction: New York City. It's more than just a place on a map. It's a universe of ambition compressed into 5 boroughs. For centuries, this was the gateway to the American dream. Picture this: millions of immigrants arriving at Ellis Island, holding nothing but hope in their hands. They came from every corner of the globe, bringing their cultures, their languages, and their unbreakable spirit. From these humble beginnings, they built one of the world's undeniable cultural and financial capitals. The skyline itself, with icons like the Empire State Building and One World Trade Center, doesn't just scrape the sky. It rises like a monument to human determination. Now, let's head west to a city that feels like it was dreamed into existence: Los Angeles. La stretches out like an endless, sun-drenched dreamscape. Its famous freeways are like concrete rivers, winding through palm-dotted hills and connecting dozens of unique neighborhoods, each with its own character. But the true engine of this city is imagination. We're talking about Hollywood, of course. It redefined fame and celebrity, creating a new kind of modern royalty and turning storytelling into one of the world's most powerful industries. From the ashes of disaster, our next city rose to become a titan of architecture and industry: Chicago. In 1871, the Great Chicago Fire consumed the city, leaving behind a landscape of devastation. But what happened next is a powerful story of reinvention. Instead of just rebuilding, Chicagoans seized the opportunity to reimagine what a city could be. This is the birthplace of the skyscraper. Architects like Louis Sullivan and Daniel Burnham pushed the limits of engineering and creativity, using new materials like steel to build higher than ever before. The city's grid system became a model for urban planning, and its architecture became a school of thought in itself. Chicago stands today as a bold symbol of resilience. It proved that from total destruction, you can build something stronger, more innovative, and more beautiful than what came before. Its skyline is a testament not just to height, but to the indomitable spirit of a city that refused to be defeated. Let's travel south now, to a city where cultures don't just coexist. They blend into a vibrant, pulsating new identity. Welcome to Miami. This city is a living canvas where Latin American rhythms, Caribbean soul, and American energy merge into one unforgettable experience. Walk through the streets of Little Havana, and you'll feel the pulse of Cuban culture. Head to South Beach, and you'll see the iconic Art Deco architecture standing against a backdrop of turquoise water. Miami redefined the American city by becoming a true cultural crossroads, a gateway to the Americas. Its influence on music, art, fashion, and food is undeniable. It's a city that's always dancing, a place where Spanish is heard as often as English, creating a unique, bilingual, and multicultural fabric that has become a model for the future of many urban centers in a globalized world. Our journey continues to a city built on raw power and limitless vision. While it might be known for its sprawling size and connection to the oil industry, Houston's true legacy is written in the stars. This is Space City, USA, home to NASA's Johnson Space Center. This is where the immortal words, "Houston, we have a problem." Houston was the nerve center for humanity's greatest adventure, the journey to the moon. This single endeavor fueled incredible technological advancements and inspired a generation to look up and dream bigger. The city became a powerhouse of innovation, attracting scientists, engineers, and visionaries. Houston embodies the spirit of exploration, proving that our ambition doesn't have to be confined to our own planet. It's a city that helped humanity take its first steps into the final frontier. Heading to the Pacific Northwest, we find a city that seems to breathe technology, rain, and evergreen forests, Seattle. For decades, it was a hub for industries like aerospace, thanks to Boeing. But in the late 20th century, a new kind of revolution began brewing here. Two companies, Microsoft and Amazon, started in the Seattle area and went on to fundamentally change how we work, shop, and interact with the world. Seattle became the epicenter of the personal computing and e-commerce booms. It fostered a unique culture of innovation where coffee-fueled creativity led to world-changing ideas. The city's identity became intertwined with technology, attracting a new wave of pioneers who weren't building skyscrapers, but were building the digital infrastructure of our modern lives. Seattle showed the world how a city's economy and culture could be completely reinvented by the power of an idea. Finally, we arrive in the city by the bay, the birthplace of counterculture and digital revolutions, San Francisco. This city has always been a place for dreamers, rebels, and innovators. From the gold rush to the summer of love, San Francisco has been a magnet for those who think differently. In the late 20th century, this spirit gave birth to the tech boom in the nearby Silicon Valley. Companies like Apple Google and Facebook didn't just create products. They created new ways for humanity to connect, share information, and live. It's a city of startups, venture capitalists, and programmers working on the next big thing. San Francisco redefined the very nature of work and community, demonstrating how a small geographic area could generate ideas and technologies that reshape the entire planet. From New York's vertical ambition to LA's dream factory, from Chicago's rebirth to Miami's cultural fusion, and from Houston's cosmic reach to the digital revolutions born in Seattle and San Francisco. Each of these cities has played a crucial role in shaping the world we live in today. They are more than just dots on a map. They are the crucibles where the future was forged. They teach us that a city's greatest resource isn't its buildings or its infrastructure, but the ambition of its people. Each one contributes a unique note to the grand symphony of what America is. A place where ambition is unjust, encouraged, as expected. Which city's story resonates with you the most? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next adventure. What does it mean to be American? Is it a passport, a flag, a shared history? Or is it something more complex, something you can taste, hear, and feel? For centuries, America has been called a melting pot, a place where different cultures dissolve into one uniform blend. But if you look closer, that metaphor doesn't quite fit. A melting pot suggests that everything becomes the same. What if, instead, America is more like a magnificent mosaic, a sprawling, intricate artwork made of millions of individual pieces, each piece unique in its color, texture, and shape, each one telling its own story. And only when you step back do you see the breathtaking picture they create together. This isn't a story of assimilation, but of contribution. This is the story of how a nation of nations built a culture unlike any other in the world. A culture that is expansive, loud, quiet, bright, chaotic, and beautiful all because it is made of everyone. To truly understand the American mosaic, we have to start at the very beginning with the land itself and its original guardians. Long before the first European ships touched these shores, hundreds of distinct nations thrived across this continent. The original Americans, from the Haudenosaunee Confederacy in the Northeast with their sophisticated political systems, to the Pueblo peoples of the Southwest with their breathtaking architecture, to the coastal tribes of the Pacific Northwest with their rich, artistic traditions. These weren't just scattered groups. They were complex societies with deep-rooted traditions, languages, spiritual beliefs, and an intimate connection to the land that sustained them. They are the bedrock, the foundational layer upon which everything else has been built. Today, Native American communities continue to fight to preserve their heritage, languages, and spiritual practices, reminding us that the oldest roots of American identity are still alive, still growing, and still vital to understanding the whole picture. Then, starting in the 1600s, the world began to arrive. Wave after wave of people crossing vast oceans, driven by hope, desperation, and 1,000 different dreams. The first major waves came from Europe. English, Dutch, and French settlers established the first colonies, bringing their laws, languages, and religions. They were followed by Germans seeking religious freedom, Scots-Irish looking for land on the frontier, and so many others. But this was just the beginning. The 19th century saw an explosion of immigration. Millions fled famine in Ireland, political turmoil in Germany, and poverty in Scandinavia. They built canals, laid railroads, and settled the vast plains, forever changing the nation's landscape and its demographic makeup. Then came a new wave from Southern and Eastern Europe. Italians, Poles, Greeks, Russians, and Jews from across the continent, all seeking refuge and opportunity. They crowded into burgeoning cities like New York, Chicago, and Boston, filling factories and building neighborhoods that became vibrant microcosms of their homelands. Each group brought their own unique pieces for the mosaic: their faith, their festivals, their family values, and of course, their food. Simultaneously, another story was unfolding, one not of choice, but of force. Millions of Africans were stolen from their homes and brought to America in chains. Stripped of their freedom, they were forced into brutal labor. Yet, against unimaginable odds, they held on to fragments of their cultures. Rhythms, stories, and spiritual beliefs from West and Central Africa survived, transforming and blending in the crucible of the American South. This resilience gave birth to some of America's most powerful and original cultural forms. It's a story of profound pain and injustice, but also of incredible strength and creativity. Later, after emancipation, African Americans migrated north in what became known as the Great Migration, carrying their culture with them and reshaping the cities of the North. Their contributions are not just a piece of the mosaic. They are the powerful adhesive that binds much of it together, a testament to the enduring power of the human spirit. And the waves of arrival continued. From the West, people came from Asia. Chinese immigrants arrived in the mid-19th century, drawn by the gold rush and the promise of work on the transcontinental railroad. They faced immense prejudice and discriminatory laws, but established resilient communities, Chinatowns that became cultural anchors. Who turned by Japanese immigrants who turned barren California land into fertile farms, and later Filipinos, Koreans, and South Asians. After immigration laws were reformed in 1965, the trickle became a flood. People arrived from every corner of Asia, bringing an incredible diversity of languages, religions from Buddhism to Hinduism to Islam, philosophies that enriched the American intellectual and spiritual landscape. Meanwhile, from the south, a continuous flow of people from Mexico, Central America, South America, and the Caribbean has shaped the nation in profound ways. From the earliest Mexican families who were already living in the Southwest long before it was part of the United States, to Cubans fleeing revolution, to Dominicans, Salvadorans, and Colombians seeking economic stability and safety. They have infused American life with the rhythms of salsa and cumbia. The Spanish language, which is now spoken by tens of millions, and a deep emphasis on family and community. This ongoing story of immigration from every corner of the globe is the dynamic engine of American culture, constantly adding new colors and patterns to the mosaic. Nowhere is this fusion more audible than in American music. It's the nation's soundtrack, and it's a global collaboration. Think about it. The blues, born in the Mississippi Delta, grew from the spirituals and work songs of enslaved Africans. Its raw emotion and unique structure became the foundation for almost everything that followed. That blues DNA traveled up the Mississippi River to cities like Chicago, where it went electric, where it mingled with Caribbean rhythms, brass band traditions, and ragtime to create something entirely new: jazz, the world's first truly American art form. A music built on improvisation, conversation, and individual expression within a collective. Or grab a bagel, a legacy of Jewish bakers from Eastern Europe. Head to the Southwest, and you'll find a cuisine deeply rooted in Mexican and Native American traditions. Tacos, tamales, and chiles rellenos are not just food. They are a celebration of centuries of history in that region. In Florida and other coastal cities, the vibrant, spicy, and sweet flavors of the Caribbean are everywhere, a result of generations of migration from Cuba, Puerto Rico, and Jamaica. Travel to California, and the influence of Asian immigration is undeniable, from the fresh, clean flavors of sushi and pho to the complex spices of Thai curry. And you cannot talk American food without honoring soul food. They are edible stories of survival, community, and resilience. Every dish tells a story of migration, adaptation, and innovation. The American dinner table is perhaps the most delicious and clear evidence of our mosaic identity. So, when we step back and look at the whole picture, what do we see? It is a conversation, sometimes a loud argument, between millions of different voices, all contributing to a shared, ever-changing national identity. It's a mosaic that is never finished. Each new person who arrives, each new generation that is born, adds their own unique tile to the masterpiece. Thank you for watching. If this story of our shared culture resonated with you, please like, share, and subscribe for more explorations of the world we all help create. What does it mean to be a nation? Is it a fixed place on a map, a collection of laws, a shared history? Or is it something more alive? Something that breathes and changes? A story that is constantly being written? For the United States, the answer has always been the latter. This is a country that is not finished, a nation still becoming itself. It is a grand, often messy, and deeply human experiment. A journey that began centuries ago and continues with every passing day. From its very inception, America was built on a paradox. A declaration of liberty penned by men who owned other men. A promise of equality in a land rife with division. This inherent tension, this gap between the ideal and the reality, has defined the American experience. It is the engine of its progress and the source of its most profound struggles. Throughout history, we see this story play out. The fight to abolish slavery, the battle for women's suffrage, the civil rights movement, the ongoing push for LGBTQ+ rights each one a chapter in the long, arduous process of closing that gap, of making the promise of America real for all its people. Today, we find ourselves at another critical juncture. The challenges are undeniable. We see deep political polarization that can make it feel as if we reliving in two different countries. We grapple with economic inequality that leaves too many behind, even as others achieve unprecedented wealth. We navigate cultural conflicts, debating everything from what our history means to who we are as a people. The weight of our past is heavy, its unresolved issues casting long shadows over our present. It would be easy to look at these divisions and feel a sense of despair, to believe that the experiment has failed. But that would be to ignore the other side of the American story. It would be to overlook the immense and enduring strength that has always propelled this nation forward. This is a country built on innovation, a place where a wild idea in a garage can change the world. Think of the pioneers who crossed a continent, the inventors who harnessed electricity, the scientists who reached for the moon, the tech visionaries who connected the globe. This relentless drive to build, to create, to discover what's next is woven into the American DNA. And look at our diversity. For all the conflict it can sometimes generate, our diversity is our superpower. Millions of people from every corner of the earth have brought their traditions, their talents, their dreams to these shores. This constant infusion of new perspectives, new foods, new music, new ideas is what keeps the culture vibrant and dynamic. It prevents us from becoming stagnant. We are a mosaic, a complex and beautiful tapestry woven from countless different threads. Each thread adds to the strength and richness of the whole. This brings us to one of the most powerful concepts in the American ethos: reinvention. The idea that you are not defined by your past, that you can start over, try again, and build a new life. This applies to individuals, but it also applies to the nation as a whole. America is not trapped by its history. It is shaped by it, and it constantly seeks to learn from it and move beyond its limitations. We are not a finished product, a static monument to be admired from a distance. We are a work in progress. Think of it this way: America is not an answer. It is a question. A question that each generation is asked to answer for itself. What does liberty mean to us right now? How do we define justice in our time? What does it mean to pursue happiness in the 21st century? There are no easy answers. The work is hard. The debates are fierce, and progress is often slow, measured in inches rather than miles. It happens in courtrooms, in classrooms, in town halls, and at dinner tables. It is built through protest and through policy, through art and through conversation. At the very heart of this continuous journey lies a single powerful belief that the future is open. Destiny is not written in stone. The story is not over. We are the authors of the next chapter. This belief is a profound source of hope, even in the darkest of times. It's the conviction that we can build a better world, peace by piece, choice by choice. It's the small business owner opening their doors for the first time. It's the teacher inspiring the next generation. It's the community organizer fighting for a cleaner environment. It's the neighbor helping a neighbor. This is where the real work of the nation happens. Not just in the grand halls of power, but in the everyday actions of millions of people. It's in the courage to listen to someone you disagree with, the willingness to find common ground, and the tenacity to keep working for a better tomorrow, even when it feels out of reach. The journey of the United States is not a spectator sport. It demands our participation, our energy, our voices, and our dreams. So, as we look at the state of the nation today, with all its flaws and all its promise, let's remember that we are part of a long and unfinished story. A story of struggle and triumph, of heartbreak and hope. The path forward will not be easy. It will require patience, empathy, and a whole lot of courage. But the journey continues, driven by the unshakable idea that tomorrow can be better than today, and that we, together, have the power to make it so. Thank you for watching. If this story resonated with you, consider subscribing and joining the conversation. What does the American journey mean to you? Let us know in the comments below.